Hey kids, happy Thursday. It's good to have you with me on another Mic Talk on Song and Sword. I just want to encourage you to keep sending prayers to that, text prayer to that number on your screen, and go to Song and Sword, sign up for our newest event upcoming July 16th. Several of you have already signed up. You can go to our website and be a part of that. You get a ticket, you can go and donate. People continue to give financially to this tax-deductible thing called Song and Sword, which is becoming, it's an online church, but it's becoming so much more. And we got a Vision Sunday coming up on the 20th of August. I know we've advertised the 13th of August before, but the 20th of August now is going to be an amazing special event. Stay tuned, and we're going to have a Vision Sunday that's going to really hopefully set the foundation for what God's going to do several years with Song and Sword. I want to continue talking about prayer today. And thank you guys for joining me. Thank you for being on this daily journey as we're learning about what it means to pray. Again, as I said, I thought this might be 2 or 3 days a week, but now we're into our second week of talking about different parts of prayer. I think that's the point. Prayer, when you say, how do you pray? That's like saying, how do you talk to your spouse, or how do you talk to your kids, or how do you speak to people who are your neighbors? The answer is, it's multifaceted. There's not one way to talk to your spouse, or to talk to your kids, or to talk to your boss, or to have a conversation with neighbors. The circumstances and everything around it dictate it. And so prayer, if talking to one another is nuanced, then prayer definitely is nuanced. It has many, many sides to it. And so today I'm going to introduce you to another side, and this is a thing called persistence, not giving up in prayer. And I love how Jesus does this. He's teaching us in Luke 18. A lot of times Jesus would just tell a parable. A parable is a story. Literally, the Greek word para, beside, bole, to throw beside. To throw beside is a story that God throws beside real life to show us something eternal. And usually the parables, he just tells them and they have to figure them out on their own, or he explains them later. But this one in Luke 18:1, he told them a parable to the effect that they ought always to pray and not lose heart. And he said, in a certain city there was a judge who neither feared God nor respected man. And there was a widow in that city who kept coming to him and saying, "Give me justice against my adversary." For a while he refused, but afterwards he said to himself, "Though I neither fear God nor respect man, yet because this woman keeps bothering me, I will give her justice, so that she will not beat me down by her continual coming." The Lord said, "Hear what the unrighteous judge says, and will not God give justice to his elect, who cry out to him day and night? Will he delay them long over them? I tell you, he will give them justice speedily." There's a widow. In the first century, widows were in big trouble because they did not have a man in the family to go and earn to represent them socially and in the financial sense, or in the business sense, or in the courts of law. This is the way the structure was. So injustice towards widows, as it is today, I think worldwide, was widespread. People took advantage. And Jesus tells us this parable because this widow, she just keeps going to this judge. This judge doesn't love God, doesn't care about the widow, doesn't care about anybody. But she keeps going over and over and over, "Give me justice." I don't know if she's been swindled out of some property or some money, or somebody's trying to take advantage of her some other way. We don't know, because it's a parable. It's a make-believe story that Jesus is teaching. But what we do know is that Jesus says, notice how this widow keeps coming to the judge even though he's not righteous. And here's the point of prayer. Keep coming to the Father because he is righteous. Don't give up on prayers. What does that mean? Don't give up on prayers when you're praying for your kids to come back to faith. Your teenagers have wandered away and you're exasperated, you're ready to give up on them. Don't give up on them. You keep praying for them day after day after day, many times a day. You got an unbelieving spouse. Pray for that spouse to come to faith in Jesus Christ. You've got an illness. When Israel was first diagnosed in the womb, we kept praying and praying and praying. We would not stop talking to God about healing for Israel. And maybe it's a situation that over these last 4 months, as Sarah and I have gone through this ordeal of losing our job and losing our place and God resetting us for something fantastic. We have not stopped talking to God about certain justice issues and fairness and peace and all those things. We have not stopped. And what we learn about prayer is that God cares about us. If the unjust judge says, okay, I'm going to give you justice, I don't care, but here it is, then how much more a just God? Jesus gives us permission here to not stop praying, to not give up. Is there something in your life that you've prayed about over and over and over and over again, and you've given up on it? Don't give up on that prayer, because God says, keep persisting. There's a Father in heaven, Jesus says, who loves you, and he will bring you justice soon. Keep praying.